What is up, my friends? Christine Moore here. Thank you so much for checking out this video. It is day 20 of the 77-day video challenge. I am knocking out 2 of these today. So I did one earlier, had some tech issues, but we're going to redo it. So here we go. Today I am sharing a story about a protagonist. And to be honest with you, I didn't really understand the word. I haven't really heard it. I mean, I've heard it before, but I didn't really know exactly what a protagonist is or what's the definition. So I will, just in case you don't know either, I did look it up in the dictionary. The protagonist, so it is a noun, and it is the leading character or one of the major characters in a drama, movie, novel, or other fictional text. Another definition that I really liked, it is an advocate or champion of a particular cause or idea. I love that. An advocate or champion of a particular cause or idea. And so I wanted to know a little bit more. And let's see, I wanted to, I looked up the question, how would you describe a protagonist? The protagonist or hero of a play, novel, or film is involved in a struggle of some kind, either against someone or something else, or even his or her own emotions. Anybody relate? I know I can. And just going a little bit further, protagonist comes from a Greek word for the principal actor in a drama. So in modern literature, the protagonist drives the story forward by pursuing a goal. You see where I'm headed here? Being the protagonist in your own life story means you use the gifts you were born with to take you into the leading role you were born to play. To treat everyone like a main character and not just mere supporting cast. And to inspire others to embrace their own identity. I just love that. Last week, I attended the Global Leadership Summit 2022. It's a huge conference and it's worldwide. I attended it last week, and the conference started off with a powerful, inspiring, I'm not sure what you call it, I guess a skit of some kind. And it was so inspiring. I wish I could show you the video, but I was not able to find that video on YouTube. And I'm not sure if they're going to even put it out. The summit does cost money, and I don't want to share my screen and show it to you and get in any kind of trouble. So I'm going to explain the skit and kind of share the story with you. So just use your imagination. But I'll say this. The skit began with 2 women who looked completely identical. They were probably twins, I'm guessing. And they represented one person, but 2 versions of a protagonist. Okay? So imagine there is a conference is being held, a large one, much like the Global Leadership Summit that took place last week, where there's going to be leaders from all over the world. They're going to be speaking on topics such as vision for the future, how to be a leader in your community, how to serve your people, how to grow both personally and professionally, and also teach you principles to help you achieve that dream that you have in your heart. So imagine two versions of a protagonist. Okay, so that's where these two women, they were on stage and they represented one person but two different versions. So protagonist one, I'm going to call that person P1, and then we have protagonist two, and I will call that person P2. So P1, protagonist one, has a dream and takes action on the steps to achieve her dream or their dream. They are focused. They shut out the naysayers. They know if they put in the work, they can achieve their dream. Okay? Protagonist 2, which I'm going to call P2, they know that they want to make a difference. They want to be accomplished in what they do, but they lack clarity and motivation. So both versions of this protagonist, they hold a vision in their head and in their heart. They might not necessarily know what the journey ahead is going to look like, but they have a choice from the very beginning of this conference. Now, this is the moment where their futures, the P1 and the P2, diverge. Okay? So it's day one of the conference. P1 leaning in, taking notes and soaking in all the information they can. P2 is listening but gets distracted and, starts checking her phone or starts checking their phone. And they're missing out on all the incredible value that's being taught. Okay? These are two different futures with only one protagonist at play. So P1 is leaning in, P2 is looking away. So they get through the first day of the conference. Second day of the conference is one day later. P1 is entering the second day. They're having conversations with other attendees, excited to share what they've gained. P2, though, is feeling a little uninspired and expressing how they think things just aren't going to change. Now, their realities look very similar on the outside, but inside they are separating. Again, P1 is connecting and P2 is complaining. Now, it is 1 week after the conference. P1, again, protagonist 1, they go back home and they're getting out the books. They are flipping through the books on the latest methods, the newest findings. They're eager to go further in the trade that they're best at, while P2, protagonist 2, is flipping through other titles as well, while 4 hours goes by and the algorithm on their screen is asking if they're still watching. Two futures slowly unfolding. P1 is searching. P2 is scrolling. Now, it has been 1 month since the conference. And there is a very important meeting that both are invited to. In this meeting, there's talk about reaching the world. There's a movement that's on the horizon. And P1, because they've been listening and learning, it's no coincidence that when they speak up with an idea, they do so with confidence. P2 kind of sits back, says they don't say anything, and they just kind of nod their head. They want to critique, but while everyone else is proposing ideas, they're over there upset that they are not prepared to speak. Again, is one future doomed and the other providential? Remember, this is not a story of two people. It's a story of two potentials. Okay, now we are at the 1 year mark after this conference. There is an event similar to the Global Leadership Summit, and P1 show on stage praying and thanking God for his grace. They gather their thoughts, they step up on the stage, and they remember everything that they've learned over the last 12 months. They have been growing, they have been facing their fears, and now they are in front of thousands with a vision ready to share. P2 is attending the same event, but instead of speaking on stage, they are sitting in general admission. They sit there wondering why they didn't put their voice to the vision. P1 is a leader in the field, and P2 is an attendee in a chair. In one moment, they both ask, "How did I get here?" To solve this riddle, we have to rewind back, far back, to the moment, a single divergence in time. Right here, the protagonist has a thought at this conference. Nothing really profound at the moment, but the choice is theirs. And this is the moment where the two versions of the protagonist futures diverged. P1 knows that there are some things missing, that they're open to being challenged. They know that that humility is a decision. They want to grow, they want to be the best. They want to fulfill their dream. But P2, in their mind, everything's fine. They're only there because they were invited to go. They don't necessarily want to be lectured. After all, what do these people really even know? Two different futures goes back to one moment, to what we choose. And of course, we all know the name of this protagonist. The protagonist is you. And I'll end this video with this. What dream, what goal, what new habit do you want to develop, believe for? 1 year from today. So what's the date today? It is August 9th, 2022. 1 year from now, which will be August 9th, 2023. Do you want to be in the same place that you are now? You are the protagonist in your own story. Now the question is, which version do you want to be? I don't know about you, but I want to be the first one. Your dream, my friend, my dream, it starts with a decision. And then seek out experts in what you want to do. People who are 10 steps ahead of you. Do your due diligence. I've learned from experience on that one. Look at reviews. And once you find those people, ask for help, follow their directions, hire them, invest in yourselves. Stay consistent. Don't give up. Stop listening to that voice of doubt in your head or anyone who is not willing to support you. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals. And lastly, remain committed. My friends, people need you. People need more. You have a story and it needs to be shared. And like my friend Darren LaCroix says, have a life worth watching. The actions of one person, one team, can inspire a whole community. See you guys tomorrow. God bless.